You might have hearing about it.
Alabama, Alabama, Alabama at Tennessee.
Uh, I
Give me your thoughts. We'll kind of go back and forth on this one because there's some interesting things at play here.
I will start out with this. I'll start out with this, and then you give me your thoughts before we start getting into the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
One, is Bryce Young fully healthy, or are they playing him because it's Tennessee and they can't afford to lose this game? After seeing what the backup did last week, is Nick Saban rushing? You see what I'm saying? Is he
Yeah.
freaking out because he knows that the backup can't win this game? Does he really need Bryce? And is Bryce 80% healthy playing, or is he 100%? What are your thoughts on that?
The question is, or the answer is I don't know, and I don't think anybody does unless you're like a Bama insider. I think he will play the first drive and the first series is going to tell us as soon as he throws the ball, we're going to see if he's really, really healthy. With that being
I
said,
can
I
see
think the
that.
best option that could really catch Tennessee off guard and really move the ball for him is playing both. I think you play both
Yes,
of them.
I
You
like
put him
that
in for
idea.
package runs, RPOs, and hell, I think Milrow could even you could just put him in for a gadget deep shot play, and it may be able to work. I mean, Saban is going to scheme for this game, so I think that could be a possibility. But if Bryce Young is actually healthy, they shoot him up with a bunch of shit, and he plays the whole game. This is going to be a hard game to win for Tennessee, a very hard game to win.
Yes. Uh, and back to your point on that, the difference about Milrow, the backup for Bama, whenever we've seen people bring in the Wildcat or like Georgia used to do the Wild Dog, and you knew it was going to be a run play, but it was almost a read option. With Milrow, it's different. He's fast enough. He's faster than probably any wide receiver on your team,
He
but
is.
yet he has an arm and he's actually a quarterback. If Nick will find a way, like you said, bring him in on certain, drives on certain packages and let him give off the effect that he's going to run, he doesn't have to throw the ball 40 yards downfield and get it intercepted. He can just take off towards the sideline and either get
Yep.
that 7-8 yards that they would love to have here and there, or throw it 10 to 12 because the cornerback bites. Like,
And he is
and I
just
see
so
what
good
you're
at that,
saying.
running on the outside.
Yes, but I like what you're saying though about the Bryce deal. You don't have to play Bryce the whole game if he is hurt. You just need him in there to run the offense.
And to
You
make the
know,
throws when you need to make them. I mean, there's going to be third down plays where they're going to need to make a crucial throw. I mean, that is an
I
absolute fact.
agree,
That is an absolute
and
fact.
that's when we'll tell. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I think that's when we'll be able to tell is that third and long, is he fully healthy?
Yep. Yep. So let's look at kind of how these teams stack up. Alabama's wide receivers aren't exactly the best. Obviously, Bryce Young throwing the ball is a difference maker.
Yeah.
Tennessee's pass defense is probably it is the worst part of their team, so that could get exploited. Tennessee's run defense is actually pretty damn good. Um, which is the whole reason I say you play both quarterbacks. By the way, is just because of the run defense for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, Bama's Jahmyr Gibbs is an absolute freak. He'll probably break off for an 80-yard touchdown in this game. This game could absolutely be a shootout. That's probably what it is. Over under should be at 80. Um, I'll let you give your final thoughts before we pick, but there's just so many things. It's like if Bryce Young plays, Alabama wins. If he doesn't play, Tennessee wins. I think it's a little bit more specific than that, and there's a lot more things, kind of details to this game, and like I said, mainly how it's schemed for both head coaches.
Dude, that's a really good point. I guess a part of the scheme, I do not think, even though I know we're talking about it, so Tennessee should be talking about it. I do not think that Tennessee is planning on Bama playing two quarterbacks. I don't. I think Tennessee, in their mind, they're playing at the whole let's focus on us. And if we beat them, it's going to be because we score. And I get that? Yeah, I actually do. Why would you waste time on trying to focus on that offense when your defense is not the strength of your team? And I get, well, we do want to try to slow them down a bit. Dude, Texas A&M just ran zone the whole game, and Milroe threw interception after interception. He fumbled, he did all this and that. If Bryce isn't healthy, then you're talking the same unhealthy Bryce. You don't have to have the best defense in the world. But if your offense can be strong and Bryce Young is healthy, your offense is going to be the reason that you win, not your defense.
Speaking of defense, what Daniel said in the chat, Bama defense strong.
It is.
How much are they going to interrupt?
Like
how much are they going to stop Jalen Hyatt, Jabari Small, and Hendon Hooker? I mean, how much can they actually stop them? Bama's secondary was kind of targeted last week. One in particular was Terrion Arnold. But you got Kool-Aid back there, Jordan Battle back there, Eli Ricks is even back there. So it's not like there's not the players there to do it for the secondary for Bama. So
agreed. And I do have to say this: we saw in the Texas game too. They were targeted in the Texas game, and that's where you remember what I said about the South Carolina-Kentucky game, that I felt Kentucky was a more overall complete team, but they had yet to face a real passing attack. That's not that they weren't good. We just have yet to see it. And then South Carolina goes in there and they throw all over them. I think this is one of those. Bama could win this game. They could. But this will be the first pass-happy team that they saw besides a first-quarter healthy Quinn Ewers. That's it.
Yep, I completely agree. Before we do the picks, how many yards do you think? Let's say Bryce Young and Hendon Hooker play a full game. How many pass yards would you give each quarterback?
If Bryce Young is healthy, I'm giving him and Hooker over 300. I think the under-over, I'm giving both of them over 300. And the reason I say that is Tennessee plays fast-paced, and I know dang well if the secondary is not up to par, Hooker's throwing 300 easy.
Oh yeah,
but he's also fast enough to give you 250 passing and 75 yards rushing just to get that extra few yards for a first down, or I don't feel like Bryce runs as much. So
he definitely does.
That's tough though. What do you think? What do you think about that?
So I'm gonna go look. Everybody, even in the chat, CJ's picking Tennessee. Everybody's picking Tennessee, are they not? I'm going with the bold take against the bold take. I think Bama wins the game. I just think not only that, but what they did last year to Tennessee. What did they do? Now Tennessee is better this year. I'll give them that. But what did they do last year? It was a shootout until Tennessee's defense couldn't handle it anymore. They were too tired to even play, and there was no depth on that team to keep up and stop Bama from scoring. So I'm not saying that's going to happen this game, but you got to think. You got to think about these things and take them into account. And like I said about the scheming thing, Saban knows this, so he's going to attack that and multiple other things. So I got Bama winning.
No, I like it. I feel you. Daniel, he thinks Bama's going to win, but I agree what he said about Milroe. Saban has got to play Milroe more like UGA plays Bennett. Quit depending on him to make these big, long passes. Just let him make the short passes and let your talent do the work.
Get the athletes in space.
I think it's a wrap. Yes, and I think they're spoiled by Bryce being able to take deep shots. That's where that kind of comes into play. Like, man, we got to play different. So, anyways, I'm going to go Tennessee on this. Is it at Bama?
No, it's at Tennessee. Tennessee's going to storm the field. The crowd's going to have 110,000 people. This game is going to be nuts.
Dude, regardless. I'll say this then. If they realize that Tennessee is going to win, you already know that they've planned on this. The SEC, Bama, they're going to be probably like 100 to 200 police officers out there giving a tunnel for Bama to get back into the locker room. Because it's Tennessee fans. Tennessee fans are probably voted every year the worst fans in SEC.
Yeah, mustard and golf bottles, bro. That's all you got to do. That's all you need to know.
Bro.
So man. Conclusion, we're both separated on this. I like it though. Interesting. All right, man. Cool. Now
I don't know the score because I'm not going to do the whole score prediction and say it's going to be a close one. The reason I'm doing that, I think Tennessee wins, and they could win it close. But if Tennessee starts firing on all cylinders and Bryce isn't playing, I could see Tennessee making a statement, and they'll try to if they can.
I agree. I think Bama wins by 10, man. I think I don't know. This game could really either go either way, and it's going to be a great game regardless. So
Gotcha.
we'll see. We'll see.
I like that though.